Oh, maybe I need to hit that button. Oh, crap. Now I got to start all the way over. Thank you. Oh my goodness, the joys of doing things live. So when you're using YouTube Live, even if you start up your streaming software, you still have to hit the big red button that says Go Live. So now you should be able to hear me and see me, maybe. It's all black. Why is it black? There. So now you can see me, you can hear me. You're about 20 seconds behind where I am talking. So, problem fixed. It's only been 12 minutes late, but better late than never. So, I got to remember what I said in the past 10 minutes that everybody missed, but we'll go from there and we'll have some fun. Okay, I got to undo what I just did because I was going to demonstrate. Don't look at this part. Don't look at this part. I got to set everything back up to where it was normally. Move to inbox. There we are. Okay. Oh, I didn't have it turned on anyway, so you couldn't see it. So the first thing we're going to cover, now that I'm all disheveled and not knowing what's going on, is managing your emails. Google Classroom very, 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 very much likes to talk to you. And it's a very, very big gossip because it likes to tell you everything that everyone is doing in Google Classroom. So I'm going to show you how to filter and tame some of those Google Classroom notifications so you're not overwhelmed with a million of them. First thing I'm going to show you, let me pull up mine. Where's Classroom? Okay. So here's just, oh, and I got to switch over so you can see what I'm doing. So here is my Super Secret Learning Tech Extreme Classroom. And I am, if I go to all my classes, I am a co-teacher in a lot of classrooms because every time somebody has an issue, I say add me as a co-teacher so I can look at it. But I don't want to get all of these notifications. So the first tip I'm going to show you is how to turn off notifications for an entire class. When I'm on the list of classrooms pages, the little 3-line menu, if I scroll to the bottom of this whole mess, there is a settings. Don't worry about these first notifications first. We want to worry about these down here, class notifications. If I click on that, I can turn off notifications for an entire class with just a toggle. That'll turn off every single notification you get from the class. That's good for classes that you may be a co-teacher of, but you're only involved with a few students in that classroom and you don't want to get all of their emails, or if you're assisting another teacher and you don't want to get all the emails. First step is turn off all the class notifications for that classroom. So some of my Mr. Collins' great class, I have them turned on because it's a great class. But some of these other ones, I don't need to see all of the notifications, so I turn it off. So that's the first little tip that you can use to tame those notifications. Second, Donald Duck here has a class. He's a co-teacher of my Super Secret Learning Extreme classroom, and we have Mickey Mouse as a student. Mickey Mouse added a private comment, and there's only one student, so there's only one message. And it could get very, very long, but we're just going to concentrate on one message here. I want to filter on this message. And you can do this for most messages. We're just going to play around with this one for right now. When I'm in a message, there's a 3-dot menu for the more. Underneath it, there's an option, filter messages like these. That allows me to easily set up a filter based on what Gmail knows about this message. So when I go to that, it automatically sets up a search where it's searching the from for this no reply at garberlygook at classroom.google.com. That's a unique email address for that classroom. If I just hit search here, it's going to perform that search. We don't want to do that. I know that blue button's very, very inviting because it's nice and blue, but we don't want to do that. We want to use this create filter. When I use the create filter, it gives us a bunch of options we can do when a message arrives that matches this search. There's a few of these that we're going to do. Number 1, skip the inbox. Archive it. That means it will not show up in your inbox anymore. Second piece we want to do is apply the label. And we're going to label all of these messages. And I already have this set up because I ran through this once before I went live, but we'll deal with that. So you can create a new label, or if you already have that label, I'm going to label it Super Secret Learning Tech Extreme because that's the name of the class. So all of the messages from that classroom are now going to not go in my inbox, and they're going to go into this Super Secret Learning Tech Extreme. So I'm going to click Create Filter. Da 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 da. You're double talking. I don't know what that means. Am I saying the same thing twice? So I have my filter set up. Now, any emails, I'm going to put this one in that. I'm going to move that to my class. So now I have the Super Secret Learning Tech Extreme label, and I moved my one comment. Now, if Mickey Mouse goes and sends another comment, my work is great. So Mickey Mouse just sent another private comment, which normally you would get an email for. But look, no new email showed up. And if you look over here on Super Secret Learning Tech Extreme, there's a little 1. That means I have a new message there. So now all the emails from Secret Learning Tech Extreme class are going to show up in this label instead of my inbox. And you can do that for each one of your classes. You can just label all the messages Google Classroom for each one of your classes, or you can do a different label for each classroom, however you want to do it. Whatever works for you. So that's the 2 ways that you can turn them off by the classroom, or you can filter on the messages in your in Gmail. Finally, maybe you want to put all of your students' emails in a label called Students. So I have Mickey Mouse here, and he sent me a nice message. My cat's breath smells like cat food. There is no way to filter by addresses, say if they have a number at the start of their email address. Gmail doesn't let you filter on that, which is kind of a pain. So what I do in the Google admin, every student has this signature. And what we want to do is look at hashtag student of KCS. So if I do a search for student of KCS, I will get all the email messages from students. I can, underneath the check here, look, there's create filter. So has the word student of KCS, create filter. I want to skip the inbox and apply the label students. Now let me get that message out of there. Now, if a student emails me, so Mickey Mouse is going to go email. So Mickey Mouse is going to email Mr. Duck. Sup, dog. I like this. So Mickey Mouse is sending this great email message to Donald. Donald's the teacher, Mickey's the student. And if you look, we'll let it refresh here. Come on, there we go. Mickey's message did not show up in the inbox. It showed up down here under students. See, it's bold and it says there's one unread message there. Sup, dog, and there it is. So by using those two filtering techniques, you can keep your inbox clean of student emails and Google Classroom notifications pretty easily. And if I went too fast and you want to go back through it, this is going to be recorded and stays up online, so you can always go back and look how I did that. So next up, a lot of you are using Screencastify to create movies, but then you embed the movie from Google Drive in a Google Slide, and students are saying, hey, I can't access this movie. Well, that's because Google Slides has to, the movie in Google Drive has to have permissions that other people can access it or they won't be able to see it. So I'm going to kill two birds with one stone. I'm going to start up Screencastify and go through those opening steps if you haven't used it yet. And then we're going to show you how to create a slideshow and make sure the permissions are set so if you embed a movie from Google Drive, students can see it. So Screencastify, I push that out and you'll see it looks like a salmon colored right arrow. Don't ask me where they got that idea. So the first time you start it up, it wants you to sign in. And leave that checked because that's what we want to do. Sign in with Google. Sign in with Google. Select my account. Allow. And now I'm signed in. To get the unlimited, the directions are in the Internet Resources spreadsheet that's on the Teacher Resources page, that's on the Online Learning page. So, first up, Screencastify is going to ask permissions to do a few things. You have to allow this, or it won't work. So when I hit next, it pops up. Hey, I want to do these things. You have to hit allow. And the first one is read and change all your data on the website you visit. That's so the drawing and annotation tools will work. So you have to say allow. Now it wants to be access to your microphone and camera. You want to say allow. Now it asks you what kind of person you are. Most of you are going to be educators, and I don't know. Is this? I'm assuming. Oh, I probably should have selected public, but anyway. It doesn't really matter. So Screencastify is now set up. So let's just record a quick movie. I don't know how this is going to work with me streaming and recording at the same time, but hey, what do we have to lose? Nothing but time. So it asks and to get rid of this, follow the directions on Internet Resources. What do I want to record? Browser tab, which would just record the browser tab, not the whole window. The whole desktop, which will record different windows and everything. Or I can just say webcam only. And I don't know if that's going to work because I'm also using the webcam too. Oh, and when I did that, I lost access to the webcam in my stream. Maybe. So, I'm not going to record the webcam. I'm just going to record the desktop. I'm not going to embed the webcam, puts it down in the corner, kind of like mine. So let's just start that over. To record a screencast, I'm going to hit the screencast button, record the desktop, add my microphone, hit record. Now it's going to ask me what I want to record. You'll probably only have one screen. I have dual monitors on this, so that's why I have two. And now it's recording. I can draw on it. Woo! I can erase what I drewn. And that's just plain annoying. There, I wiped the screen clean. All right, switch back to my mouse pointer. So that's a great video I just did. And when I'm done, I'm going to hit stop. Now here's our great video page. So when I hit the more options, see where it says private. Only you can view this video. If I'm going to put this into Google Slides, I need to change this to something else. Probably unlisted at Kenton City Schools. That means anybody with an at Kenton City Schools address can see it. No one else can, and all they need is a link. So before you try to embed that great video into a slideshow, be sure you change that permission. Yeah. We're processing the video. Hopefully that's going faster than it was. It seems to be. Yeah, droon is my new word for the day. It's the past tense of drawn. I cracked myself up. So there's my nice video, and it's already shared because I said anyone at Kenton City Schools with the link can view. If I went and created a new slides, and insert the video from Google Drive, there it is. There it is, and anybody can watch it. So when you're done with your video, just be sure you change the permissions here or Google Drive to change the permissions, and your life will be so much better. As this online learning gets drawn out longer and longer, I'm having trouble keeping track of which day is the day and which needs to be done when. Use Google Calendar to keep track of things. Add just little, if you know something's going to be coming up, just add it to there. So you'll get a notification. You can turn on notifications, get in your email. If you have it on your phone, you'll get a pop-up for the notification that it's on your phone. It'll make your life a lot nicer when you can easily, not easily, but you have some idea of what's going on when, even though you might not know what day it is. And for those that don't know, today is Monday. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I turned all this fun on, and I forgot to turn on audience tools. Why won't it let me? Oh, I know why. Oh, I clicked on the wrong thing, so we can... There we go. Okay, so audience tools are now turned on, so you guys can actually ask questions, and I can throw them up on there. I didn't even think of that when we started before. Whoops. So use a calendar when you can. Use that to keep track of what's going on and what to do next. Next issue that somebody wanted that is having some issues with is scanning documents and then uploading them. If you have an iPhone, the Notes app will let you scan documents into PDFs right with your phone, and it does a very nice job. Android phone and iPhones have also the Google Photo Scan app. Let me open that up. So if you have an Android phone, download and install. Download and install Google Photo Scan, and hopefully it'll work because it's not working on here. It lets you scan in documents from home, but the second piece of that puzzle is install the Google Drive app on your phone. You can upload directly from your phone to your Google Drive. You don't have to mess around with trying to get it to your computer first and then uploading it. You can do it all from your phone, but you have to have the Google Drive app on your phone. So if you have an iPhone, you can use the Notes app, scan it in, and send it to Google Drive. If you have an Android phone, you can install the Photo Scan app, scan it in, and use Google Drive to upload it. And that will make it go a little bit easier for you because you don't have to transfer it to somewhere else. Question came in, 2 students were added to Google Classroom late. Well, Google Classroom, when it creates an assignment, let me create an assignment. Yeah. Last week I said when you create an assignment, either schedule it or save it as draft. Don't post it because once you post it, that assignment's done. My great assignment. So let's say I have an assignment and I'm going to want every student to use this great presentation I just created. By default, they can view the file, they can't do anything with it. But let's say I wanted to make a copy for each student. If you have students coming into your classroom late after you've already assigned this, they will not have this assignment because once I click assign, that's when Google makes the copies of the presentation for each student. If you go back and edit that template, my untitled presentation, if I go back and edit that after I've already assigned it, the students are not going to get the edited copy because they already have a copy. So it's kind of confusing. As soon as this is assigned, Google Classroom dutifully goes out and creates all the copies for all the students, and no matter what you do to the original, they're not going to get. But that also affects if the student isn't in your classroom when this copy was done and this homework was assigned, they will never get one. The only option I know for that is you can create a new assignment and just share it for the particular students that you want instead of assigning to the whole class. So you duplicate that assignment and just assign it to the students that didn't get it. Yes, it's a pain, but there's no other ways to do that. Next question. Some manipulatives in Google Slides. You can't, once it's in present mode, you can't present. And our other trick, let me go open up my great Google Slides presentation. Let me add another slide onto this. So the question is, how do we make it a manipulative? That's a great clock. You'd probably do this a little bit better than me, but I'm in a hurry. So we have our nice little clock, nice little manipulative there, and we want them to be able to do that with in present mode, or your other option, if you go up here and edit this preview, edit to say preview, it does this neat little preview mode, but they can't change anything. There's no way to do that. They have to do the editing in this mode. Now, the other downside is, oh, I forgot to transition. Here, I'm going to make my clock over again so you can see what it looks like. So there's my face. Draw an arrow here. Make it bigger. Whoa, not that big. Duplicate it. Okay, so there's our nice clock. We want the students to be able to put these arrows where they want to go. Well, unfortunately, we can't do that in preview mode. But they have to do it in this mode. And our other downside is we can't lock, say we want to lock the circle here, because if you're doing this for real, you'd probably have it labeled. But there's no way to, so I'm going to show you one other thing you can do to make this sort of better, but not perfect. I'm going to grab my clock and okay, so you can't do this in present or preview mode, but we can make it a little bit easier for them to work on. Up under view, there is an option that a lot of people haven't used before. Master view. All these little different formats of setups that you can do, you can add your own. So if you don't like this one, you can add your own. You can also modify this one. For example, if I go to Master and I want to use this, but I don't like that color on the right side, I want to make that bluish. Now that's bluish. Now when I go to add it, it's going to be blue. And I can't change it because it's part of the master slide. So if I go to master slide, and I'm just going to, here's the nice blank one. I'm going to copy that. Actually, I'll just use the duplicate command. I'm going to duplicate this blank one because we're going to use that for our clock. So now if I put my clock on this page, try to get in the center. There we go. Boom. Bam. And let's put, I'm not going to label all these because no one wants to sit here and watch me type numbers all the way up to 12. Oh, and I probably want to center that so that'll show up. Okay. So I went to view master slides, I duplicated the blank one, and I made a new one up with my clock. And that's the most boring background ever for a clock. Pow. Let's add some purple in there. And last but not least, special characters, emoji, whoops, clock. This is just me being, there we go. Make it a little nicer. Yeah, whoa, that's awesome. Okay, now that I'm out of the master slides, when I go over here to click the new slide with layout, look, I have the clock one there. So then on this one, I can add my arrows. I'll duplicate that. And once I have one set up, I can duplicate that slide a couple of times and put these on whatever I want and add a text box saying with directions. Please move the hands to 9 o'clock. So the student would grab hold of that and, whoa, move it all the way over there. Don't know why that moved that. It shouldn't have moved the, yeah, there we go. So if it's a master slide, look, I can't move any of this. I can't change this clock. I can only move the things I added to it, which is this text box and the hands. So it doesn't help you that much, but it's one way of doing it. There's better software out there to do that. We'll just hopefully get a chance to look at that sometime and add to what we want to do. Another question. Post an exit ticket into Google Slides. We're going to do that on this great slide. Please complete. So to add an exit ticket to a Google slide, you have to make a link to the... to make an exit ticket from a Google slide, you have to make a link to the form. Where do I have a form? Oh. So here is my great form. Do not copy this up to as your link to your form because that gives you a link to edit the form. We want the one that's underneath this preview. So when I click the preview, there's my great questions there. This is the link I want to copy. And then on my slide, insert link, and then I paste that into there. So now when a student clicks on it, it's going to open up a new tab and they can go right to the exit tickets. There's no way to embed the form on a slide. You have to put a link to go out to the other slide. Play around with that. Hopefully that makes sense. I don't have a way to show my phone. If you just type in iPhone notes scanner, they show the directions on how to do it. Oh, yeah, you got that up. Basically, go to notes, click on the little plus. It'll say scan a document. You'll scan the document. You'll adjust the edges to match that document. And that's it. You're done. once you are done with it, and they're showing adjusting the edges. Once you're done with it, you click the little share icon just like any other picture or document, and you can share it right to Google Drive. Will be one of these options down here. You might have to hit the more, but it'll be down there so you can scan and send it right to Google Drive. And I learned this, if you do not have this plus, if you don't know how to have this row at all, but especially this plus, click on the location up here to the upper left. See how this one says iCloud? You have to be in the iCloud folder for you to scan documents. If this says anything else, it's not going to let you scan the documents. So I found that out when other people couldn't find the scanner button. That's how they did it. Okay, so I started 10 minutes late, but we got through it. Does anybody else have any other questions? I guess not. Well, don't hesitate to send me a help desk or an email. I'm so far behind, it might take me a week to get you caught up. But, I'm glad you brought that up. Rhoda just asked about the chat. I just pushed out today. Which screen do I have up? Okay. I just pushed out today underneath this KCS. I pushed out Hangouts Chat, Hangouts Meet, Google Classroom, and Gmail. If you want to do a chat, click on that and go to chat. It goes right to chat. If you want to make a room, click on that. You can create a room and add people to that room. If you want to just send a message to one person, you can just click on their name and send a message to them. Sup. If you want to do a video chat with that person or a room, here, let me make a room. Super Secret Learning Tech Extreme. So while that's creating that room, if you go to just KCS and then chat, Hangouts chat. You can also go to chat.google.com. Personal chats will show up also in your Gmail. Room chats will not. There's my Super Secret Learning Tech Extreme. So I just added a couple people into this message. And I can say hi. So this is a room. And what is confusing about rooms is it's not just a stream of messages, so you don't know who's talking about what. Hangouts chat puts each conversation into a thread. So I can do a thread on how to do Hangouts Meet. And somebody could reply to that message. I can also do a thread on Screencastify. So each one of these conversations will have all the replies grouped together. So in the Hangouts Meet, I can actually just click the little camera icon. And I have a Hangouts Meet. First time you do it, it's going to ask access to your camera and microphone. And it's going to say, oh, there's all sorts of issues because I'm using my camera and microphone for other things. But there I am in my own room, nothing turned on. I added two extensions for everybody. One is show a grid of everybody that's in the conversation. Just mouse over that and I can turn it on. I'm the only one in here, so no one else is. Another one is I can also, and this is more important, very important with students, you can have a meet with all of your students and the students can raise their hand and it pops up a notification saying, hey, Donald Duck raised their hand. I'm going to add Mickey Mouse onto here too. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. So in the Hangouts chat, yeah. Let's see how many things I can get going at once. So since Donald Duck already added Mickey Mouse to the Hangouts chat, Mickey Mouse already has access to all of the past messages and can also join the chat. And it's going to say I can't do all this because I've got all sorts of stuff going on. Okay. I can't mute Robin. I can't mute Robin. Robin, mute yourself. Mute yourself. So the grid view now will let me show everybody as a grid. So if I raise my hand as Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck over here will get the Mickey Mouse raise their hand. And this is just confusing if you're just watching this because the black screen is Mickey Mouse. So here is Mickey Mouse. I love it. And everybody gets a notification that Mickey Mouse loves it. Oh. I might take that Hangouts Meet link off of there because you don't really need it if you're using the chat. So you can also, I'm canceling that Meet. When you're in a chat with somebody, you can also bring up a video meeting and it'll bring up a one-on-one with Robin if I wanted to do that, which I don't. So Hangouts chat, KCS menu, Hangouts chat, or navigate to chat.google.com. If you want to do that on your phone, install Hangouts chat on your phone, and it works same way on your phone. One-on-one messages, like I said, will show up in your Gmail too. So it's really nice if you've been using text messages with your departments and your team teachers. It's a lot nicer than trying to use text messaging because you can do it from your phone. I mean, from your computer or your phone. Question about Google Classroom not allowing me to schedule when I create a post for 2 of my classes. Oh, here, I can bring it up. When I create a post for 2 of my classes. So let me do this as me and see if I can duplicate the issue. So let me go to my nice computer software class. If I create an assignment, Christina, do you mean you're putting it in more than one class? So I'm going to put this in 2 classes. Oh, I don't want to put a due date. Oh, I need to put a title. My great assignment. And let's just okay, so watch this video. So apparently, you're right. It will not let you schedule when it's in more than one class. I didn't know that. If I take it back just to my one class, I can schedule. Huh. Well. Oh. Yeah, you guys got to remind me when I'm not showing my class. Okay, so I created this assignment, and then see the schedule shows up, but if I put it in one other class, because pre-K special areas needs this assignment too, that schedule disappears. Well, it grayed out. It's grayed out. So in that case, I'm going to put in these two classes. You're stuck saving it as a draft. And then when it's ready to go live, here's the draft in this class. And my other class, Mr. Collins' great class. Oh, it doesn't even show up. That's weird. But look, it doesn't even show up that... Didn't I share it with this one? My grade assignment. So even when it's put in two classes, it won't show up in the other class. That's kind of a bummer. Can't you reuse? Yes, you can just... So if I assign this to... you can copy it. You can copy an assignment into the multiple classrooms. So let's try that. So let me just save that as draft. Well, let me schedule that for April 1st. Ha 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 ha. So I'm going to schedule my grade assignment for April 1st. And I can just go to my other class. I can't remember how to copy assignments in. Under reuse post. So that was my software class, my grade assignment, reuse, and then I can schedule it in this class. So, Christina, you can schedule it in the one class, go to the other class, and then create an assignment and reuse a previous one, and you can copy into that other one and schedule it. What Amy just said in the chat. I guess I have to do... So, yeah, Christina, what Amy says, reuse the assignment. So you can schedule it in the first class, go to the second class, reuse it, and then schedule it in the second class. So it's 3 extra steps, which is kind of a pain. Change sharing permissions. Oh, let me get to my... that already have it signed in. When you're in your video from Screencastify under more options, right there is where you can change the permission. By default, it's private. Okay, I don't need you to be playing right now. By default, it's private, but you can then change it. I would make it unlisted for Kenton City Schools. So that's under the More Options link. The reuse does not work for a Google form. Well, it does, but all the information's still in the Google form from the previous person because Google... So, correct me if I'm wrong, Robin. If Ellen creates a Google form and she just reuses that assignment, it reuses it, but all the information collected so far in the Google form is still in the Google form. And what do I mean by that? Let me go to my Google form. So all my responses, see, I have 41 responses. They would still be in if I reuse that assignment. those 41 responses will still be in there, which isn't a big deal. You can approve that. So if you're watching this live stream, if you're not in the comments, you're going to have no idea what I'm talking about. Okay. We're going on 50 minutes. No one wants to listen to me for 50 minutes. So, any other questions before I cancel out and say goodbye? Hopefully next week I'll be able to start the stream up. I don't use Google Forms that much. Depending on what you want to do, it's probably easier to just ask a question, because then they can respond to the one question. Or you can have them, you can share a document with the questions in it so you can look at it. Oh, how can I trim it? Hey, there's a good question. Let me go back to look at this great video. Me drawing a circle badly. So to trim it, there's little scissors at the front and the end. You just click and drag. And there, the video's trimmed. And it obviously the save to trim and the video's trimmed. So instead of me hitting that, see how the stop is in there? I want to rewind it back so you don't see that. There we go. Save trim. And now you won't see the all trim. Yeah. Go for it. When you ask a question, it doesn't use a Google form. So if I sit here and create a question, what color is the sky? That was Screencastify. It's the salmon colored arrow that lets you record your desktop or record whatever you want. You can record yourself. You can record just the tab. What video are you trying to trim, Brent? I'm answering 4 different things at once. So back to Ellen's. If you just use the create a question, you can only ask one question. You can only get one short answer, but there's no Google Forms involved. So what did you create the video in? If you want to get fancier with your videos, don't use Zoom, use Google Meet, and then you can do it from Google Drive. So Canva, we have the professional. They offer for education the professional version, and it has a built-in movie editor. Yeah, we don't support Zoom. Google Meets. Google Hangout Meets. So you can edit video in. Well, from now on, use Google Hangout Meets. When you record from Hangout Meets, it goes right into your Google Drive, and you don't have to mess around with transferring video all over the place. Okay, I've been rambling and jumping all over the place. An MP3 is audio only. Oh, I signed into the wrong thing. Why did this sign me into the... Okay, Canva, I messed up because I didn't sign into the correct one. So you can spark.adobe.com is probably going to be the best for you. If you sign into spark.adobe.com, I don't know if... Okay, Donald I know is not set up for that. Let me go back to my account. You'll be able to sign in with your Google account. And if it doesn't work, let me know, because you probably don't have... I think I got everybody set up, but I might have missed somebody. I'm an administrator, so I have to use sign in this way. So with Adobe Spark, there is a video editor. And you can import your MP4 directly into it. Insert video. Do I have an MP4? Do I have a short MP4? Okay, so once I load it into Adobe Spark, I can easily just trim the video from there. Grab and hold these circles, that's what that is. So I can grab and hold those circles, trim it, and then save it. And then export it out of there. So that's Adobe Spark. Hopefully, you can sign in. If not, let me know. Screencastify. To do a Screencastify, click Screencastify. Oh, I'm not signed in on that one. Click Screencastify, click Record. Select your screen that you want to share. Now it's recording. Well, as soon as this counts down. It's recording, da-da-da-da-da, and then I hit stop. That's all there is to recording with Screencastify. There, it's my great video. Okay, gotta close some of these tabs. So, today in a nutshell, email filtering, go back and watch that. A few things with Google Slides, Hangouts chat, especially if you want to set up a room for your students. Oh, and the calendar with Hangouts Meet. If you can make a standing room, not standing room, show only this calendar. So my super secret Learning Tech Extreme class, I can make a recurring office hours event, and under more options, I can add a Hangouts Meet to it. So I want to repeat this every weekday, Monday through Friday from 11 to 12, and I want to use this Hangout Meets. That address will always stay the same, and students can always click on it and go to join that Hangouts Meet, and it'll be the same for you every single day. So if you wanted to set up some sort of recurring video conference with them, you can do that, and the address always stays the same, so they could actually bookmark it. Okay, I'm going to After the recording, an option is set, then what is... I don't understand the question. You're done. Your recording is done. You can close the tab. You're done with the video. See my great video. It's right here. It's done. It's in Google Drive. Still processing, of course.
All right, but your phone has to be unlocked for
that. Hey, I wasn't talking to you. Glad I got that. So, yeah, the video's in your Google Drive. You can do whatever you want with it. Share out the link to it, put it in a slide, do whatever you want. Okay, I'm going to call it a day. We've added this for an hour, and that's enough for everybody. My plan is to do this every week now, and hopefully we can get a few more of these questions done, and we can go from there. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for attending.